Large German companies who rely heavily on commodities are learning that the best long-term strategy for maintaining quality and keeping prices stable is to promote good corporate social responsibility, or CSR. The coffee retailer and the cafe chain Tchibo has made its buying strategy in favor of coffees and textiles that come mostly from farms that are socially and environmentally responsible. For an idea of how this works, we turn to Dr. Markus Conrad, the chairman of Tchibo and an INSEAD alumnus. Markus, how does this really work?
We're a very specific brand, and our brand, more than a lot of multinationals, really relies on very high trust of our consumers. And therefore, if you think about our marketing mix or whatever, the key for us is the trust of the consumers. And again, different to a lot of companies, we really have we're not an FMCG company, we really have our own retail shops. We are one of the big online players. So we always interact with the consumer directly. We are not going via intermediaries. We are not selling our stuff to the big wholesalers or whatever. So we really interact with the consumers. And in that sense, whenever there's a rating on with the German, Austrian or Swiss consumers, also in Eastern Europe now, to rate companies on what are the key brands you really trust in, Tchibo rates extremely high. We are always amongst the top 3. And we are amongst the top 3 if you ask for the most trusted retailers, as well as for the most trusted FMCG brands with our coffee. And from that is really the core of why do we think it's important. It is not that we think CSR is a new buzzword. It is really the issue how to have this investment in the trust to ensure this investment for the future. This is our key business. The first thing actually we did when we made it an explicit part of our corporate strategy at the beginning of 2006, we said, what in our value chain, where is it that we really have leverage if we do something? And that's, of course, as the number 4 roaster in coffee worldwide, we said, of course, coffee is an issue. We can change things in coffee, so we should do this. So we really should be a leader in this whole area of responsibility with coffee. The same we did with cotton, because we are one of the top 10 textile companies in Germany, so we said cotton is something where we can make a difference. The next thing was transportation, because we are, of course, getting coffee. There's no coffee and cotton grown in Germany, so we have to export this. So the next issue was transportation, pollution, carbon emissions. So that's how we go about it. We really look at our value chain and say, what is it specifically what we can do to be more sustainable, responsible, careful, whatever. So this is the idea.
Well, how does this really work in practice?
So very, very practically, we really asked ourselves, we defined a target, which is a kind of target, it's an internal target for the organization, and which basically said, whatever we do, whoever is responsible for doing something in our organization should think about that in every part of what we do, we should act like a responsible corporate citizen. This was the first notion, basically sending it to the organization. And the very first thing, by the way, we collected all donations to everything, because we said everything we donate, we look at it and we look at whether it's part of our value chain, or whether it's just doing good something because you cannot say no. So we collected this, and then the second thing is with our corporate social responsibility people, we said, where are the big focus points? And we defined actually what I told you, a couple. So the first one was coffee. So the next thing was, what can we do with coffee in the entire chain? And we said the core thing of Tchibo coffee, it's high quality. We're working with our, let's call it our USP is that we have 100% Arabica coffee. We work with the best origins. So it is our personal interest that we secure our partners to be in a position to sell us best coffee always. So because we need it, it's part of our supply chain. So we said, let's make sure in the organization that we understand it's a win-win. If we choose responsible partners, This is good for our quality of our product. If we don't have to change suppliers every 3 months, this is good for our processes. 4 key reasons win-win, by the way. First, trust with the consumers, most important thing. Secondly, identification of the employees, next generation, choosing your employee. You want to do something which is, you want to identify yourself with what the company does. Third thing, partners. The better your partners, the better your products, the smoother your processes. And we have some sayings in Germany like well, it's actually in American, you always meet twice. Or you would say that in Germany you say, tell me who are your friends and I tell you who you are. And then we went on specific projects and we really worked them down. So the very first one, I think what we did is we were the first company to do a full carbon dioxide analysis balance sheet. We did this together with the German Ministry of the Environment, and we did it together with universities to really go through this exercise. And the nice thing is we learned and we saved. We saved 30% of our emissions over the 4 years following this analysis because it made us aware. We went out to our coffee partners and we said, you know, we want sustainable quality. We help you to develop the sustainable quality. And we also ensure you that we are willing to buy these qualities. Not next year, but also the year after, and the year after, and the year after. So we came up with joint development programs. We did the same with cotton. Fourth one is having access creativity, because good partners not only give you access to products, but they also give you access to innovation. And partners will only give you access to innovation if they know you work long term with them.
How does this sustainability work with textile?
One of our key suppliers was a Turkish company, and entrepreneurial Turkish company. And the owner approached us one day and said, very interesting what you're doing. I have another idea. I would like to build up a plant in Ethiopia, because Ethiopia is in the heartland of cotton, and his idea was to build a value chain, starting with really growing the cotton, make it organic, all have it integrated. And he approached us and we said, this is a great project. We will help you. If you're really going to do this, we will subscribe to you. Not only that we will help you with how to do it and programs, but we also guarantee you for 5 years that we buy a minimum quantity that we will really use you. So that you can do this. It's a great project. We subscribe. We want to be your key customers. We support it. Today, this project is the biggest, I think it's the biggest company in Ethiopia. It is the single biggest employer in Ethiopia, and it's a lot of fun trying really to help this incredibly courageous Turkish entrepreneur to do joint programs. And this is really something for 5, 6, 7 years we worked together. Give you another project, what we did. We started to build up a program, we call it a program how really to gradually improve the working conditions with all of our suppliers, especially in Southeast Asia. Areas like Bangladesh, of course also China, and it's a program where it's not that we send an auditor from time to time who is very smart and accuses the other party of not doing this or this, but we made it a program which goes over a couple of years, where our buyers work together with the entrepreneurs, with the unions there, with a lot of NGOs being involved, and trying to set up a program where we really gradually get these suppliers to buy into a process which is really interaction, a lot of jointly learning. And this is a very nice project. We have by now more than 250 suppliers who subscribe to this program, and we're very proud now that actually a lot of multinationals approach us to join the program. So the nice thing is now we roll over this idea to other multinationals, so we jointly grow the supplier base.
How about capsules? How is this segment growing?
it's an extraordinary development, those coffee capsule business, which we really adore Nespresso for this invention. And it changes a product which probably for 100 years was not changed at all, because coffee was coffee, and it was roast and ground coffee, and then there was a revolution of instant coffee. That's true. It is now very much so far it's very much a European and a little bit now North American development. It's very much focused on espresso culture a little bit. So worldwide share, probably it's today, it's not even 3% of worldwide coffee consumption. But in the area where it picked up, it's growing dramatically. So we believe it's a fundamental change of the coffee industry, and something we have to participate. For two reasons, by the way. It guarantees the producer the quality in the cup with the consumers. That's why we like it. Because normally with coffee, you think about coffee, you as a consumer can ruin everything we do. You can have the wrong temperature for the water, you can leave the coffee open, you cannot clean your grinding machine. There are a lot of things you can do so that our product is not like we want. So we can really guarantee you now a quality, which is fantastic from a producer standpoint. And secondly, it's perfect with convenience and individualization, which are mega trends for everybody can drink it how he wants it, and a guaranteed quality. That's why we believe from a market perspective, these capsules are here to stay.
Dr. Markus Conrad of Tchibo, we thank you very much for joining INSEAD Knowledge.
Thank you.